For ages when you thought Irish spirits, maybe just a couple big names came to mind.
Yeah, the usual suspects.
Exactly. But there's this really cool shift happening now. You've got smaller distilleries popping up and looking back, way back, to historical methods.
Trying to create something, well, different, unique.
And right there, kind of leading that charge, you find Killowen Distillery. It's tucked away in Northern Ireland, in the Mourne Mountains. Quite dramatic.
Yeah, and what hits you straight away with Killowen is their mission. It seems really clear. They want to blend that, deep respect for tradition with a very forward-thinking vibe.
So not just copying the past.
Not at all. It feels more like they're trying to recapture what they see as the real character of old Irish whiskeys, but, for people drinking today.
Okay, that makes sense. And for our deep dive today, we've got some good stuff to work with. Their 2024 brochure, info straight from the Killowen website, even a look at how a retailer talks about their products.
Right. Gives us a few angles.
Yeah. So the goal here is really to get under the skin of what makes Killowen tick. We want to look at their dedication to these old school production techniques.
Time-honored techniques, yeah.
Delve into the range of spirits they make, because it's not just whiskey, spoiler alert. And kind of see where they fit into this whole Irish distilling revival picture.
Yeah.
So where does the story really kick off?
Well, the location feels absolutely key to their whole identity. They talk about their ancient Mourne Mountain home and this Highland maritime environment.
Mountain, maritime, so mountains meeting the sea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can imagine that creates like a unique microclimate, right? They seem to believe it genuinely influences the spirit itself.
And it's not just a pretty view, is it? There's this philosophy behind it all, something about transparency.
Yeah. Passionate, transparent distillate is the phrase they use. You really get the feeling they want you to know how they make things. No secrets.
That's refreshing.
It is, and it runs through everything.
Yeah.
They talk openly about using time-honored, historical, albeit time-consuming processes.
Time-consuming. So maybe not the easy way.
Definitely not. And they also mention using upcycled equipment, which adds another layer, environmental consciousness. It connects the flavor to like a bigger picture.
Okay, now this part really stood out to me. They use direct flame-fired stills and worm tubs in Ireland.
Yeah. They're actually, I believe, Ireland's only distillery currently using direct flame-fired stills. And worm tub condensers, too. That's a very deliberate step back in time.
Why do that? I mean, there must be easier ways now.
Oh, for sure. But they argue it's crucial. They talk about their specific stills. They even have names, Cristoire and Brock handmade, specific shapes and sizes. Combine that with the direct flame heat and the way the worm tubs cool the spirit. They believe that combination is what creates their unique traditional character. And they feel this is how Irish whiskey gets back to being, ranked among the world's best spirits.
Right, reclaiming that historical quality. Okay, so that's the foundation. Let's talk whiskey. They have this Barantoul series.
Yeah, Barantoul, great name. It's Irish for true to original.
Okay.
And that's exactly the idea. These are single cask releases designed to capture that authentic, original spirit of Irish whiskey.
Single cask, so each one is unique.
Pretty much. And they deliberately don't try to fit them into neat categories. They say each one is different because of things like mixed mash bills.
Different grains.
Yeah, different combinations of grains. Then there's wild fermentation, that flame-fired distillation we mentioned, and of course the specific cask it was aged in. All those variables.
So every bottle is like a snapshot, a specific experiment almost.
Yeah.
And they vary in strength and size too.
Yep. ABV changes. Bottle sizes can be 50 centiliters or 70 centiliters. It really highlights that individual cask focus, moving away from total consistency.
Okay. Now there's another one that sounds, well, the name says it all. Rum and raisin.
Yeah, it does paint a picture, doesn't it? This one's a bit different. It's a vatting.
Meaning a blend.
A blend of single malts, yeah. Specifically, malts aged in Killowen's own dark rum casks and PX sherry casks. Pedro Ninez.
Rum and sherry, interesting mix.
Very, and they're quite open about this one's journey. Right now, they're using some sourced whiskey from County Louth to get it going.
Okay.
But the long-term plan, as their own spirit matures, is for this to be made entirely with Killowen's own distillate.
I like that transparency about sourcing. You don't always get that.
Oh.
So what's the flavor profile like? Rum and raisin.
Sounds pretty lush, doesn't it? You get the rich molasses, tropical fruit notes from the rum casks, then loads of raisin, dried fruits from that sweet PX sherry influence. And apparently this sits on a base of apple and pear notes from the sourced spirit.
Wow, that sounds complex. The tasting notes they give are pretty vivid, too, like fresh apple juice, blackstrap molasses, warm Christmas pudding on the nose.
Yeah, they really try to give you a sense of it. And the palate apparently follows with like sweet green apples, dark sugar, raisins, sultanas, figs, even an old-style dark rum character.
So-style dark rum.
Intriguing. And the finish.
Yeah.
Caramelized demerara sugar, toffee apple, ground almonds, Christmas cake again. It sounds really layered.
Definitely. And it's bottled at 55% ABV. It's quite punchy. 70-milliliter bottle.
Yeah, decent strength. And they also mention a peated version, rum and raisin peated single malt.
Oh, okay. So add smoking to that mix.
Exactly. Imagine peat smoke mingling with those sweet rum and raisin notes. Could be fantastic. It shows they're not afraid to play around, you know?
Clearly. Okay, let's switch it up. Away from whiskey for a moment. They do a coffee liqueur. Gloria cask-aged coffee liqueur.
Yeah, Gloria. Coffee and Irish spirits, it's a classic combo, right? But their approach seems a bit different.
How so?
They call it a marriage of rich coffee flavor and the warmth of their own Killowen poitín.
Ah, using their poitín as the base spirit.
Seems so. They vat rich ground coffee with cask-aged poitín, then let it rest for 6 months in ex-bourbon casks.
6 months for a coffee liqueur.
Yeah, that's quite a while. Then they blend in some cappuccino essence. It suggests they're really aiming for depth, letting those flavors properly meld.
Right, not just a quick infusion. They describe it as rich and smooth.
Mm-hmm. And it's 20% ABV, 70-milliliter bottle. Sounds like a proper sipping liqueur.
Definitely sounds worth investigating. Now, you mentioned poitín, another really traditional Irish spirit. Theirs is called Pangor.
Pangor Irish poitín, yeah. This one's got a cool story, too. It's a 50-50 blend.
Of their own stuff.
No, of 2 different poitíns from 2 different distilleries. One described as large, one small, apparently across a loft from each other.
Oh. A collaboration.
Seems like it. It points to maybe a nice sense of community in Irish distilling, which is great to see.
And the name Pangor, there's a story there too, isn't there? Something about a cat.
Yeah, Pangor Ban, the famous old Irish poem about the monk and his white cat. The monk is trying to master his scholarly texts while the cat is mastering hunting mice.
Right.
So by calling it Pangor, Killowen's kind of hinting at their own quest for mastery in distillation, aiming for, superior body and flavor in their poitín.
That's a lovely connection to heritage. And they suggest drinking it neat or in cocktails. 47% ABV.
Yep, a good traditional strength for poitín. Again, respecting the history while doing something new with the blend.
So they're clearly not just about whiskey and poitín. You mentioned gin earlier.
That's right. They have a couple of gins that sound really botanical forward.
Okay.
One is the rhubarb, heather, and hibiscus gin. Just those 3 sound interesting together, don't they?
Yeah, rhubarb and heather, floral and tart.
Seems like it. And they build it on a base with juniper, of course, but also fuchsia and meadowsweet, local botanicals, presumably.
Sounds very fragrant. The notes mention fruity rhubarb, floral heather, tart hibiscus on the nose.
Mm-hmm. And the palate follows with rhubarb, heather, some spice, citrusy notes, other sort of native flavors. The finish apparently balances that tart hibiscus with a rhubarb candy sweetness.
Interesting. And that's 43% ABV. Let's see the other one.
The other is blackberry, orange, and rosemary gin.
Okay, more herbaceous, maybe?
Yeah.
With fruit.
Exactly. They talk about balancing herbaceous and fruity. The nose apparently has notes of Parma violets.
For violets.
Yeah. And light floral, refreshing citrus. The palate has a sweet minerality, a juicy berry, a bit of spice. Finish is juicy blackberry again, with a hint of native mint. Also 43%.
Wow, they're really exploring different flavor profiles in the gin, too. Very creative.
Definitely seems that way.
And all this creativity, this commitment to tradition,
Yeah.
it seems to be getting noticed, right? Awards.
Oh, yeah. They make a point of saying small in size, big in awards, and it looks true. Just looking at 2023, 2024, Icons of Whiskey awarded them Best Production Team and Best Brand Ambassador for 2024.
That's huge. Recognition for the people doing the work.
Absolutely. And Belfast Whiskey Week named them Distiller of the Year in 2023.
Fantastic. What about the spirits themselves?
They're picking up medals, too.
Yeah.
The Barantual Peated Port Cask got gold at the Irish Whiskey Awards 2023. That Pangor Poitín we talked about.
Right.
Double gold at San Francisco in 2023.
Double gold.
Yeah. And the Rum and Raisin Single Malt got silver there, too. Plus, the Rum and Raisin got double gold at the 50 Best competition in both 2022 and 2023.
Okay, so consistent high quality across the board. Whiskey, poitín.
It really suggests that their methods, their whole approach, is delivering results that judges rate very highly.
Definitely sends a strong signal. Now, I also saw something mentioned called the Killowen cult, Kult. What's that about?
Haha, yeah, the cult. It sounds like this really passionate, independent group of fans.
Like a fan club.
Kind of, but maybe more active. They say the cult members drink, collect, critique, visit the distillery. It apparently formed organically from people who just really admired the team's work ethic and dedication.
That's amazing, having that kind of dedicated following.
It really is. In the craft spirits world, that direct connection with your audience is so valuable. And it seems the cult isn't just passive either.
No.
They apparently collaborate on unique, bespoke bottling sometimes and partner with others in the industry. So they're actively promoting Killowen too. A proper grassroots community.
That's brilliant. Okay, so for anyone listening who's intrigued, maybe wants to find out more, track down a bottle.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Well, they give direct contact details, which is handy. For sales, merchandise, even cocktail recipes, they list Syniad
Okay.
at +44 7468 843 838 or email Syniad at killowendistillery.com. And the website is pretty comprehensive too, killowendistillery.com.
Perfect. Good to have that direct contact. So wrapping things up, it feels like Killowen Distillery is, well, a really significant player right now.
Definitely making waves.
Their dedication to those traditional, often harder ways of doing things really shines through. The location, the Mourne Mountains, clearly isn't just scenery for them.
No, it seems integral.
And they're not afraid to push boundaries beyond whiskey with the poitín, the gins, that coffee liqueur, all winning awards too. It shows real vision.
Absolutely. They seem genuinely committed to reviving what they consider the authentic heart of Irish spirits. And, well, the awards suggest they're doing a pretty good job of it.
Right. So maybe a final thought for you to ponder. If a distillery like Killowen, so focused on historical methods, on transparency, can achieve this kind of success, what does that mean for the future of Irish distilling?
Good question.
And maybe even broader than that, how might it change the way we all think about craft spirits? What does that word even mean when you see this level of dedication? Definitely makes you want to check out their website or maybe even hunt down a bottle to taste that dedication for yourself.